Hey guys, welcome to another episode of PhD Journey with me. I know it's been quite a while since I've done a video for PhD Journey with me, but this is mainly because I gave myself a break. I think it was about 2.5 weeks break. I've submitted my proposal defense draft to my supervisors, and I just wanted to take a break from PhD and to focus on some other things and give myself a breather so that I do not get overwhelmed or bored with the PhD journey. This is one thing that I would strongly encourage my fellow PhD comrades as well. I notice that sometimes when I work and I dive too deeply into my PhD work, I get overwhelmed, I get stressed, and most of all, I get frustrated because my entire week is about PhD alone. So it was really nice giving myself that long break where while waiting for feedback from my supervisors, I know that I can just chill and do something else. And while I passively think about my PhD, but it was a very welcome and I would say well-deserved break. So I even took a little retreat. I went back to my hometown and I just had a whole reboot and refresher of organizing my life with and without PhD in it. So I welcome you guys to do the same. So anyway, today I want to talk to you about a very important topic and a phase that I'm going through now, which is our relationship with supervisors. So I'm just going to be very honest here. My supervisors that are watching this, I hope you will like what I'm going to share because this is my honest, authentic experience with my supervisors. So first and foremost, I think the ultimate pillar and success of a PhD candidate, I believe, lies in the relationship with the supervisors because guidance is the rule number one. Guidance is a number one pillar of good supervision, and receiving clear and correct guidance was important. But I also realized because I'm not from an academic background, sometimes the form of guidance that I imagine I would receive may be different because expectations are different. And it took a while for supervisors to also realize that I'm not from an academic background. I'm more of a corporate background, and my pace of learning is very different. And things that I should know as part of a academic journey, PhD candidate journey, things that I should know, I do not know because I wasn't from academic background. Thankfully, I have a very patient supervisor, Dr. Ilan Cover, and he patiently guided me through the different process of academic writing and non-academic writing. So while it was very frustrating at first, it was very frustrating to always get the same feedback that I'm not doing academic writing yet, this is still corporate writing, read this book, read that book, read this article, read that article. It was quite overwhelming at first, but eventually I get why he put me through that process, why he put me through that pain. And thankfully now I think I'm getting the hang of it because the feedback that came back from my previous review, the draft that I gave to both of supervisors was thankfully quite alright. There was minimal things that I needed to fix on, and I'm going to have a call with them soon this Friday to talk about it. So I think in terms of guidance, rule number one for supervisors is so important. My second supervisor, Dr. Indias, he's not based here, he's based in the UK, but thankfully he's very responsive and communicates clearly with me on WhatsApp and on email, and the feedback that he has given me on my draft is also clear, and constantly there are references of what papers to read and all. So I would say that rule number one, get a supervisor that you can have clear guidance from. So that's super important. And for me, the second part is also expertise. So I realized that again, because I'm from a non-academic background, my expertise in this academic area is sorely lacking. I have a clear idea why I want to take a PhD, what I want to do, what my framework is, but I'm not very clear when it comes to things like the research method that I want to use, the writing style, especially academic writing style, and also questions, forming things like my research question, objective, and using more cutting edge questions or anticipate future trends. And also thankfully, supervisors that are well versed in that area can guide me through that path. And lastly, of course, support. I feel it's so tough being supervisors because they have to read our papers again. And I'm thinking to myself, if I get so bored and agitated sometimes reading my own writing again and again just to see if I can make it better, what more my supervisors who have more papers to read and probably in areas that maybe not directly within their area of expertise. So I felt the support part is important because they are constantly asking me, where's my progress? And even if I try to cut corners, they'll be circling and say that this part is not complete, this part is too short, it's not PhD level. So I felt the support part from supervisors are actually one of the most important thing as well. Apart from providing just guidance, they are supporting in terms of pushing me through. And the pushing is important for me also because I don't know what pace is, what's the benchmark of good and not good. While I have downloaded so many PhD papers as comparisons, but it's never the same. It's not within even if it's from the same country or same university, it's never the same in terms of the subject matter area and also the benchmark of where a satisfactory level is. And even sometimes some of them, even their format is not the same and some of the research methods are different. So it's so difficult to tell what is that ideal benchmark, how good is a good PhD paper, because while I've seen many, I may not have that level of processing yet to compare them, right? So I constantly rely on my supervisors to tell me which section I need to add more meat to and which section is too lengthy and what question, why is this research question sounding weird or anything. So these are the things that I have learned from my supervisors. So there you go. I'm just sharing just a very brief experience of myself and my both supervisors. And of course, it goes without saying that we need to have regular interactions. I'm sure everyone is doing that. It's a requirement from our Center of Higher Research Learning as well, where we have regular interactions. We have to fill up the forms to report how often we interact and what are the things that we work on, and we get advice on the progress. But the first three things that I've mentioned, getting guidance, knowing that that's their subject area of expertise, and getting their support to push us through is the ultimate most important one. So there you go, my friends. I hope that these tips, or rather these learnings that I have, would help you in either selecting your supervisors or going through the journey with your supervisors in taking your PhD. So I'll see you again in another episode of PhD Journey with me. Bye!